All right, pretty. So, El Guapo.
El Guapo.
We've been personally waiting on it.
Yep.
You know, we chopped it up. It was January of 22, and you hinted at it then. We're excited for it. We're ready for it. I think the people need it. I think Phoenix needs it. The streets need it. What would you say, like, are there specific statement or statements that you would say you're trying to make with this project?
Intent, quality. Forever, everyone's always like chipping away at the diamond, right? But I feel like this one, I went to that furthest extent.
Since your last, call it big project, do you feel like you've elevated since then?
100%. When it comes to lyrics, when it comes to the beats, when it comes to just all around sound, it's 100% elevated.
Okay.
This is the best music I ever made.
Okay.
For sure. It makes me like, I'm giddy when I say it because I literally, like, I feel it. You know what I'm saying? So much time you put in from my last project to right now, that's what it was. And it's all paying off. This is it. This is what I've been waiting for.
Is it safe to say, too, that that's almost like, have you feel like you matured as well, in a sense?
100%.
Okay. So it's just an all-around level up.
Yeah, it's an all-around level up. I think I didn't mature as fast as others around me. You know what I'm saying? But you got to go through it. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, El Guapo sounds grown. You know what I mean? It sounds
El
like
Guapo,
you know? Those late bloomers hit sometimes, dude.
Yeah. No, on God.
What's different with your, so it's a maturity. Where do you see people listening to this? What's the vibe? What's the scene? I think your music's it's got a cinematic element to it. What's the scene that you see with people, or is it multiple scenes throughout the project? Is there a big variation?
I'd say there's about like 3 different bags. I would say one of them is in the whip for sure. And that's why I'm saying there's 3 bags, because it's definitely the type of music you could be by yourself. Y'all know my music. I'm really trying to do it for the youngins, you know what I'm saying? The youngins who were just like me, all up in the whip with the homies, going fast as hell, you know what I'm saying?
Something that sounds good in there.
Right.
That's where it's getting listened to.
You know what I'm saying?
I love that.
Exactly.
Man. You kind of touched on it a little bit, but one of the questions I want to ask is what emotions would you say that people will get from listening to this project?
Going through life, there's a lot of little gems that I drop, whether it's, like I said, about a female, whether it's about your homie, you know what I'm saying? I done had a few homies, ride or die homies that I felt, you know, boom, boom, and they ain't around.
From what you're saying, is it safe to say you couldn't have made this music before because this is a product of what you've been through at this point, right?
For sure. Experiences, wins, and losses, all of that combined, there's no way that I could have made this 5 years ago.
I feel like that's what people mean when people have succeeded and they're telling someone else what to do and they're like, keep going. It's like, because you can't get there. You can't get there without the time. Everyone's always looking for a shortcut. Can't take it.
You can't. No, especially with this shit, like there's no, I mean, anything artistic, you know what I'm saying? Like when people ask me, what do? I just say I'm an artist.
Okay.
Because in my head, I do a lot. You know what I'm saying?
Talk about it.
I got my boys and I got a lot of people who support me, but overall, like I'm a one-man army. You know what I'm saying? I got a lot that I do all on my own. And as well as just like with the fashion shit, just trying to take that to the next level. There's just everything that I got my hands in, I'm trying to take to the next level. You know what I'm saying? And I think, just chipping at all these diamonds, like I'm trying to be a jack of all trades, and you really can't take nothing that you do for granted, even the losses, because whether it's, you know, I like this cover art, couple years down the line, I might not like that cover art, but those couple years, I'll learn about what I do like. And then the next time around, that one usually hits harder. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's just what it's been like. You know, right before we got on camera, I told Dom, like, before I even made music, before I even had any, I really, for the most part, I thought like, oh man, I don't know what I'm gonna do with my life. You know what I'm saying? I actually did. I was creating me as this person in this world and my character.
You're
You know what I'm saying?
developing.
My avatar that I sit in
Yeah.
this world. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know. I feel like I got the Uncle Jesse effect. You know, I'm just like,
Dude, yes.
I'm just
There's
like,
a certain
I'm
aura
that
of coolness
character.
around it. It's the Fonz. It's
Yeah,
Uncle
Right.
facts,
Jesse.
dude.
Right.
It's just the hey, how you doing?
We know
Right,
well,
right.
and
Tony Soprano.
we noticed
Right.
that about you, man. Just before even meeting you, before we interviewed you, bro. Like you just had. I mean, Jared and I, you see what we were doing, bro. We know vibes, we know styles, we know images, and again, man, like you just. I don't think there's anybody like you out here, man. Let alone,
yeah.
I mean, maybe anywhere else
Hell
outside of Phoenix.
Yeah, especially because we've seen so much at this point. It's just like it triggers something in us when we see
Yes.
something that again, you know, there's a lot of music out there and differences are slight sometimes. But
Right.
at the end of the day, like that unique combination, that's the one that unlocks the dial. And it's like we
Right.
hear that with you for sure.
Facts.
I appreciate that, and really, again, it's like we all got something that shines. You know what I'm saying? Every single day, that adds. You know, for anybody, doesn't matter, boy, girl. You know, doesn't matter the age. Every day, you're adding to that. You know, you're adding to your story here, and that's kind of how I've always looked at it. You know, and it's like I'm blessed for this. I'm blessed to be around y'all. I'm blessed to be around my boys at DDI and, you know, my boys over there at Dirty South. All of it, you know what I'm saying? Because through this, it's made El Guapo. You know what I'm saying? And
Hard.
I think, too, like, just what I see for myself down the line, all of this is going to be useful. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Yep.
And it's all, to me, really, it's just crazy. It's just all coming together.
Yep.
All of it. It's just getting tighter and tighter.
I think that's the trust the process part of it. It's just you're collecting pieces of information and collecting experiences, and you don't know when you're going to need it. But
Right.
the bag's unlimited, right?
Right.
Put it in
Yeah.
there and move on. And when
Exactly.
it comes useful, there it is. You're like, no, I've seen that before. I'm good on that. Like, or
Right.
like, oh yeah, I didn't move on that before. Yes, I'm running with that.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
It's almost like I explained this to the homies one time. It's like over there at DDI, we've seen a lot of people come through the doors. You know what I'm saying? And some people get discouraged. You know, but I paint this picture. It's a graph, but it's not only this way. It's this way, right?
Or it's gonna have some dips. Maybe,
yeah. So sometimes you're it can never go reverse, right?
Yes,
So it's like a
that's the key.
stock in a
Dude,
sense.
I
It's
love
like
that
it's a
analogy.
stock.
I've used that for so many things. It's like you're like a good stock where it goes up over time. If you look at it on any
It might
given
level
week,
out.
there might be some weeks where you're like, well, this
Right.
is a bullshit. I'm not buying that. But
Right.
you look at it, zoom out, and you're like, oh my God, it's going almost straight
Trending.
100%. And no, like that's y'all get it. You know what I'm saying? Because that's how I feel. Like if I could have projected my life, you know, let's say 2017, I wouldn't think anything about this. I wouldn't think of this album. I wouldn't think of where I'm at personally in life. I wouldn't think about anything financially, nothing. I wouldn't. Boom. But now I'm like, okay, there was some ups and downs through it, but man, I'm like, just like you said, I zoom out and I'm like, damn, my shit's
the
up.
portfolio's up, dude.
Yeah, my
Overall
shit's up.
trajectory.
up. All right, so I'm thinking about the release party.
Yep.
You got all these people here. We're ready to listen to your music. What do you want on our minds? What are you thinking? What's the vibe going into the first song? What should we be prepared for?
Man, I like that question.
That's it.
I
That is a
like
dope
that
one, dude.
question.
That's hard.
That's the hardest question.
That is hard. Dude. Cook it over there.
But you know what? I would say go into it. If everyone that's gonna be there knows me some way, shape, form, you know, go into it knowing me and where I'm going, and you'll get the gist. Like you'll feel it. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
That's really it. Just if you know I've been pretty, you're gonna understand.
Since 9-5?
Yep. Since 9-5.
Why is now the time to drop El Guapo?
I needed the mental, I would say I needed to be in this mental space for it to be, no, I'm gonna put it like this.
Okay.
For it to bloom the way that it really deserves, I needed to be right here. I needed to feel this certain. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I needed to feel this for sure, that this is the product, the final product.
Yeah.
And with not just the music, with the imagery, with everything going into it, I needed to be sure that we got it to a point where when it rolled out, it was right. And everything that has been put into it was well deserved and well respected. And I don't know, the time ain't never been more right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
This
saying?
is it.
Yeah.
So Pretty, tell us what you got coming.
Let me show y'all something. Acting and you know it. If you show it, better blow it. Got a chopper fully loaded, baby, sing to me. If it's money, then I'm for it. Score for it, then I pour it. She be calling, I ignore it. Baby, I'm busy. Too high, ain't no come down. I just need a buzz down. She just wanna fuck now. Hey, if it's up, then it's stuck now. I don't give a fuck now. I'm out until the sun out. Hey, slide up, I'ma cruise through. Baby, what you need, I'm well connected like a Bluetooth. Hey, 13 was a little screw protected by my angels. Never had to rock a bulletproof.